Hello, Stephanie here from Space of Love. And I don't know about you, but when my shoulders are feeling tense or restricted in their movement, I am not such a happy person. When my body's not quite moving in the way I know it can, and when there is contraction and tension and restriction, I'm not quite as able to love. And so when we open up the body, the space of love naturally opens, because when we open, we are more present. So I'm going to share with you a little movement practice, a shoulder mobility practice that you can work with to start to open up some rotation in the shoulders, some movement in the scapula, and therefore a little more space for movement in your heart, a little more space for breath, a little more space for being in the expansive state of you. Want to try it? So you may have a dowel. Maybe you have a broom. I here am using a broom for this practice, and you can use any long wood pole that you have available. And so from here, we're going to start standing about feet hip width apart. And we're going to start nice and wide on the dowel. So keeping your arms gripping around we'll call it the dowel, and the arms are straight. Now from here, you might have a tiny bend in the knees. You might find a nice neutral pelvis. Core is engaged. Abs are strong. Glutes are online. And from here, we're going to start to reach the dowel forward. As we reach the dowel forward, we're going to see about protracting the shoulder blades. So there's a sort of broadening of the back. Now we don't have to tense up the shoulders and neck as we do this, but it's simply gliding the shoulders apart on the back and reaching the knuckles forward. When you've reached your max, from here, you're going to start to lift up, lift up, lift up. As you do, start to elevate the shoulders. So the shoulders are reaching up and up and up on the back. And then start to retract the shoulders, draw them back as you reach the arms back, and then lower or depress the shoulders as you come all the way down. Notice I'm keeping my arms nice and straight for this whole process. I'm keeping my arms nice and wide to start, giving my shoulders lots of space. From here, we're going to start to reach back again. Now the shoulder blades are drawing together on my back as though they want to touch each other. And then I lift up, elevating the shoulders without tensing the neck. So see if you can remain soft in the neck, jaw, face, and then protract or broaden the shoulders on the back as you come forward and down. We're going to try that a few times together. So protracting as you reach forward, elevating as you lift up, really let the shoulders rise, retracting as you reach back, depressing as you draw down. We're going to go back the same way. So starting to lift back, up, forward, and down. A couple points to keep in mind as we do this. We want to try to resist splaying out the low ribs and arching the low back. So we want to really find that neutral pelvis, abdomen engaged, knitting the low ribs in and letting the mobility happen in the shoulder girdle. If you want, and that felt easy, you can bit by bit start to bring your hands a little closer together on the dowel. So let's try this again. Reach forward, protract the shoulder blades, elevate, reach back, retract, and depress. And again, retract, elevate, protraction, and release. If you're finding that a stationary object like a dowel or a broom is a little too much for you, you can use a resistance band. So the resistance band gives you a little more wiggle room. So for example, I might have the resistance band, and this is a large elastic band essentially. I might get up here and realize, I'm a little stuck. I don't quite have the mobility. So I pull the band a little. I open up some space, also some good muscular tension, and then I draw back and down, and then I reach back, up, and forward and down. You can also do this with a rolled up towel or any piece of clothing that you have available. And ideally with this, we want to try to keep the neck soft as we do and simply get into the movement of the shoulders. The more you do this with practice, the more the space opens up. And I think this is the same as our practice of finding compassion, kindness, and care. The more we explore these practices, both in body, mind, and heart, the more the space opens up. And so may the space of love be open for you, and may it continue to expand.